Okay, this is my first video that I'm making. My name is Ashley Scott. I'm going to kind of talk about my bariatric journey so far. I am pre-op. I'm going to talk about all of the appointments that I've had to do, my weight, my insurance, and I'll probably split this up into like multiple videos because I don't want it to be like one huge video and y'all get bored to see me on the little YouTube scroll and just scroll past me. So okay, I'm gonna start with my statistics. I guess sorry, didn't mean to shake you. My statistics. I can't say that word apparently. I'm 29. I've been overweight pretty much my whole life. I think up in from age 9 on. I was considered a heavier child, but I was within normal range if you looked at my peers at the time. I am 5'4", and my heaviest recorded weight is 272, which I am 270 right now. I'm not too thrilled about that because I was down at 262 when I started everything. So I creeped up rather fast, and I don't know why, but I'll touch on that in here in a minute. So I am from Oklahoma, and the place to go around here is Bailey's Medical Center for Bariatrics, and that's in Owasso. My doctor is Joe Ball Kirk. He's the medical director of the program. You see a couple of different doctors throughout the whole program. They all want to get to know you. It's very welcoming. You don't feel overwhelmed, which is nice because once you see everything that you have to do for the program, all the appointments, all the different doctors you have to go see, it can get overwhelming. But they make everything very open. You have a navigator that's assigned to you that you can email them all day long with questions, and I'm sure my navigator really doesn't like me because I'm always emailing her different questions. And my dog. Okay, that's enough. That's enough. Okay. But anyways, your navigator is there to help you. With the way that Bailey sets it up, you go in for your initial appointment with Dr. Joe Bob, and he goes over the whole program from start to finish, what you should expect, what you're going to have to be responsible for. And at that point, your insurance should have already been verified. Otherwise, you probably wouldn't have gotten an appointment. I scheduled an appointment, and it took me, there was a month wait to get in to get everything started. I went to my PCP and got a reference. He sent over my information to the Center of Bariatrics, and they got the ball rolling. Called me, scheduled me an appointment. It was within a month. From your first appointment, after he explains everything, you get on this really cool machine, which I wish I had one at home. It gives you your BMI, your water ratio within your body. I don't know how. I guess your liquid volume. I don't know. Your muscle mass and your weight, and your height, and for your age, what to be expected, and your bone density. I don't know if it's your density or if it's just your bone content. I don't know. But yeah, it came out that I have way more muscle than most women my age, my size. I'm carrying around about 130 pounds of muscle. So after my surgery, I probably will never get down to 130 because that's all muscle. So I set my goal weight at about 140, 145, which, you know, I don't think it's totally impossible, but that's cutting it close, I guess. I don't know. So after you get on this machine, it's going to tell you your BMI, and that is what they go off of for your surgery time. So they're going to tell you, like, about the gastric sleeve, the gastric bypass, there's a duodenal switch, and then the lap band. And my doctors really don't like the lap band. It's not very successful. For some it can be, others not so much. But for me and my weight range and how my body is, I can diet and diet and diet and diet. I don't really lose much weight. I think the most weight I've lost in one diet was about 54 pounds, and it was the Sunfast diet. So, and I did that right before my wedding, just to look a little bit better. But as soon as I went on my honeymoon and came back, I had gained like 15 pounds in a week. So, dieting doesn't work, and they're going to tell you that. Dieting does not work. This is a lifestyle change, and just to be, just to expect that your life is never going to be the same. Which I'm ready for that, because obviously my life has not really worked for my body this whole time, so let's do it, So all your appointments that you're going to be responsible for, I've got them listed here. I've got to read them because there's a lot. Your dietitian appointments. Your first one is going to just set out, like, what protein shakes you might want to incorporate in your diet or in your daily diet. It's not so much a diet, but you need to drink one at least every day. And they'll give you a list of which ones are probably the best ones for you, which ones taste better, which ones people like more. Just totally personal preference on that, as long as the sugar content's down and the protein's high. They're going to go over what things you can start eating to get yourself prepared for how your stomach is going to react to your food later on. They're also going to tell you to incorporate a multivitamin, B12, calcium, vitamin D. It's very important for women, so they'll kind of go over all that, and they'll suggest you start taking one now, even though you're like months out from your surgery. Start taking them now. Get used to them. I, for one, hate vitamins. Vitamin taste is disgusting. I don't like them. So I started taking like women's one a day, just swallowing it. But however, after your surgery, you can't swallow pills for a very long time. So you'll have to chew them, and I'm not looking forward to that. I don't know. Ugh. Just thinking about it makes me want to gag. But they offer you a mail prescription pharmacy, whatever. They'll mail you your monthly vitamins and a really nifty B12 nose spray, which is really cool because you don't taste it. It just goes up once a week. It's good. Great. So anyways, that's your first dietitian appointment. And they'll go over water intake, and I am horrible about water, so they'll tell you how many grams of protein you need to eat a day and how many ounces of water. And let me tell you, if you have a hard time drinking water, it's really going to be hard for you to begin with. But it does get easier. It does get easier, because then you find more ways to be active. And I don't know about you, but when I'm always running around, I'm like cotton mouth all day long. I want something to drink. And then you can have like Crystal Light, the little things that you squirt in your water. Those are a lifesaver, because I think once my water gets like room temperature, it grosses me out. Reminds me of spit. So I have a hard time drinking water. So I use those drops. Okay, and so my insurance, talking about insurance, my insurance will cover it, but my requirements, or however you would say it, my dog is eating my cat food. It's ridiculous. The pre-requirements are for my personal insurance. So don't go off of this if you don't have. I have Cigna, but I'm not sure what plan exactly. But my insurance requires 4 doctor's visits, like monthly doctor's visits. And so that's pretty much all it requires. But the Center of Bariatrics has its own requirements. They have all these other appointments that you have to do to fill their requirements. So after the 4 doctor's appointments for me, I had the pulmonologist appointments, which include the sleep study test, which is a take-home sleep apnea test. If you don't know if you have sleep apnea, they'll send you home with this. If you do, they'll probably send you home with it anyways to see how bad it is. And then they'll do a pulmonary functioning test where you blow into this machine and it like shows you your volume, all that in your lungs. Then you go see the pulmonologist where he'll evaluate all that and listen to your lungs and everything. And I was fine on that. I got cleared. I don't have sleep apnea, but my body mass index is 43.5, I think. So that's what put me in the morbidly obese range. So that's why they have to go over all the sleep apneas. Okay, and then your cardiologist appointments. I had an EKG, and then I had an echocardiogram, and today I have my stress test, so I'm going in for that in a little while. Your initial appointment with cardiologist, he just gives you a rundown of what to expect, listens to your heart. I found out I had a murmur that I didn't really know about. It's atrial fluttering. It's very faint. It doesn't really affect me. He said it was kind of a normal thing. A lot of people have it. And then you meet with your surgeon, and they will discuss all the different types of surgery and what will probably be best for you. They'll ask you, and this is what I really like about Bailey, they will ask you what you want, not just say, okay, I think for your body type and for this and this and this, you need the gastric sleeve, or you need the gastric bypass, Roux-en-Y. I wanted the gastric bypass Roux-en-Y because I feel that I have a absorption problem. Metabolism is super slow. I could go weeks without eating big meals. I can just eat like a bird, and I'm still either maintaining weight or even gaining. I think it's an absorption problem, and that's why I want to just bypass my small intestine where all the absorption happens, so it would help me out. And he agreed because of my BMI and everything. He said, yeah, that shouldn't be a problem, so we're going to go for that. And then you see an exercise specialist where they kind of talk to you about, okay, you need to do some stretches every day to get your body ready to be active. Do light exercise 3 times a week for an hour or 30 minutes or whatever. I knew that if I was responsible for it at home, it was not going to get done because I have a million things to do here. I have 3 kids, one of which just left home. So I have an 8-year-old and a 17-year-old at home, and life is very busy here. So if I'm not here, they don't rely on me as much, and their dad can help me out, and I can go to the gym or whatever. So I decided to go get a gym membership at our local gym, and it's really been very, very helpful. I've found myself wanting to go. Oh, I need to go. I don't feel like it's a chore. Okay, and then, oh, and all the lab work. So if you're not a big fan of needles, don't worry, because for one, I'm a phlebotomist and a dialysis technician, and I deal with needles all the time, so it really doesn't bother me. But I think I've only had 2 or 3 blood tests, and the rest has been like urine. No big deal. No big deal. They do like 3 tubes at a time, and they get what they need. They are going to check you for your nicotine and for your alcohol. So if you're a smoker, you have to stop smoking now, and I had to stop. I had kind of stopped a couple months prior to my journey, but if me and my husband went out for a date night and we went to a bar or something, I might have 1 or 2. So I had to like teach myself no, even though I'm drinking, just no. They are going to test you for your alcohol, but it's mainly like a daily alcohol level. Like, so if you drink like once a week, it's probably not going to show up, and it's not going to be a big problem. So don't worry too much about that. They will tell you to drink in moderation, because after surgery you won't be able to drink. Like, half a glass of wine will probably get you pretty smashed. And then I say a lot. I am so sorry. I just realized that. So I had a EGD, which is upper GI, I guess would be the same. Yeah. Again. So they put you out. They call it twilight sleep, which I'm like, I don't want to go to twilight. I want to be out, because if something's going down my throat into my stomach, I really don't want to experience that. So they put you out, and they put a tube down your throat, look at your stomach, see if there's anything wrong with your stomach that would prevent surgery or cause complications during surgery, which mine looked fine. I'm trying to think of anything else. Oh, your second dietitian appointment, they're going to go over the diet that you have to follow 2 weeks prior to your surgery, which is the whole liquid diet, which I have not done yet. Like, my stress test is today, and my 4th doctor's appointment is next Tuesday, so that's when things get hairy. Probably going to take a lot of people off with my attitude, because I get hangry. But anyways, but yeah, that's pretty much what to expect. My insurance requires you to go through all that, and then you have to submit it to insurance to get your surgery approved or whatever. So after I have my last doctor's appointment next Tuesday, that's when they'll submit it for approval, and I'll just be waiting for the surgeon to call me for a pre-op. Should be this summer, which is May now, so it could be mid-June, end of June, maybe possibly early July. I was shooting for early June because I wasn't aware that they had to resubmit it to insurance. I thought after my 4th appointment we were good to go. But, things happen. But I think that's pretty much it. I'm probably going to do another video here in a little while to go over, like, what I've been doing. And probably spousal support. And your peer judgment. What you deal with around you when you tell people you're having surgery. So I think that's it for now. And yeah, since my first video, it's not gonna be too fancy. When I realize how to do all this tech stuff, I'll probably get really, really nifty. But right now, this is it. I'm sorry if I bored you. But yeah, just follow me. I would really like followers. I think it's very therapeutic to talk about everything and get everything out in the open, because sometimes you either don't have anybody to talk to, or the people you have to talk to haven't ever been through anything like this. So that's where I am. That's where I am right now. So I'm going to let you guys go. And I'll give you an update about my stress test today, and we'll go from there. So have a good day, and thanks for watching.